Yes, so Child Development 110, Child Family Community, Spring 2021. This is the syllabus and Canvas walkthrough introductory class. Awesome. Okay, so this is our class. It is 3 weeks. It is CSU and UC transferable, meaning everybody on campus can take this class. We're hoping to expand this one by cross-listing it with sociology. Again, I love it. I love this stuff. This is what my bachelor's degree is in from Cal State Fullerton. I love it. So just to be very, very clear on the book, this, and yes, I do print out my own syllabus, so I can use it as a checklist. This is our book. That is the cover. That is the ISBN numbers that I got right off of here. And the only thing, if there's something a little bit, if the ISBN numbers are off a teeny bit, it might be because this is the professor book, but I think you should be fine because I know that there's a student copy ISBN, but I think that was confusing. So yes, this is the 10th edition. And this is the one that we use. Now, like I said, we will use almost all of it, and I'll wrap in chapters 11 and 12 into what we normally do, into the rest of the chapters. But I broke it down into, this one's 4 units. Yeah, so we'll go through all of that business and show you how I kind of like took those 10 chapters and put them into 8 weeks. Okay, so I don't have any office hours anymore. I mean, they said that we don't have to do that because I'm like available like all the time. So send me a message on Pronto, my primary. I can answer from that. I have Pronto as an app, but also go through Canvas. For those of you who know me, like when you message me, I'm like within that day or the very next day because I don't like letting stuff go. But again, don't get nutty, and 8 to 8 is fine. Even on the weekends, sometimes is okay. I'll just let you know I'm busy right now. How about after 4? Whatever kind of situation. I do a lot of my setup grading and stuff like that on Sundays versus Saturdays. I try to like walk away from the computer. So please bear with me. So what do we have something in chat? Okay. Okay. And let's see. Hold on one second. I almost missed that one. Is there an ebook version? I do believe there is an ebook version. I get some of my other classes. Again, I don't mind the format. If you have to have it electronically, if you're like, I have to have it in print, use whatever, fine, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I do not use the access codes from the publisher, the Cengage stuff, so don't even mess with that. If you had to buy it in a bulk, in a bundle, just don't use the access code. You get more on book buyback. Yeah, I think the ebook version I usually use. I forget it. I'll share a link later. It is.
I actually got the ebook version, but it wants a course key in order for me to access the book. So I don't know if we have a course key.
Nope. And usually what they're trying to do is okay, so the publishers do this little funky thing where they go like, oh, well, we're publishers, and so we know what we're talking about. Well, that's great, but were you professors too? No. Are you salespeople? Yeah. So what they're trying to do literally is hold the book hostage until you get a course key, which I don't use. And then that's where they're like, well, you need a course key to access a book. No, I actually bought the book. Just give me the book. So I would contact their customer service and just say my professor doesn't use that, and they can't force you. So push back on that one.
Okay.
Throw me in front of the bus and say, like, my professor says she won't use it. I won't use it. I've created all my own stuff for this class because I've been teaching it so long. And I've tried to use that stuff. Confusing, unnecessary, just unnecessary. And it's no. So I do have a question for the group. I just want to make sure that if anybody is really good at taking notes, I really ask that if somebody is willing to take notes and then share them with me, and I would like to share them with people who need notes taken. Just keep in mind that I can make sure that your participation score is good. And then when it comes down to like letters of recommendation for scholarships or transfer, I'm your gal. So please let me know off to the side or in an email or whatever if you're willing to take notes, and then just like send them to me. Even if it's handwritten notes and you want to take a picture and send them to me, any way you want to do it is great, right? So today we won't be talking about the chapter so much today, but this. And then on Wednesday, when we meet, I'm trying this new thing. Instead of the discussion boards like regulars, you can do the discussion board regulars, but doing it as a live version, as an activity for this class. And so this Wednesday will be, because the first week is an introductory discussion board and we really don't need to do that live. You guys could do that regular. I will actually have a lecture for this. So chapter 1 will be a lecture. So if anybody's able to take notes, let me know. Thank you. Let's see. So course overview, so if you noticed, for those of you who have taken me before, I added these little green little side notes. It's for people who don't interface with me. I'm trying to give little notes here that kind of softens the blow a little bit, and then also gives you kind of like an inside scoop here. So again, this class is about the external forces of society and family, called socialization. That is your number one term for this class. I will ask you on every class, in every exam, what socialization is and content in relationship to that unit. And then at the end, I need to know that you know what socialization is. And so we have these student learning outcomes. The first one is describe socialization of the child. And we'll talk about that. It doesn't mean being social. Doesn't mean like, oh my gosh, I totally like to hang out with people. That's not socialization. Socialization is the process by which we teach children how to be adults. That's it. It's that grown thing. When you say you're not grown yet, you need to have a lot more to learn. That's socialization. Okay, let's admit. Hold on. There we go. Hey, Michelle's here. Good. We're just starting over the syllabus. So jump on in. Number 2, critically evaluate the educational, political, socioeconomic impacts on children and families. Again, what are the outside forces? And I have a choice board assignment to do with that. We're really excited about that. Everybody gets to choose what they do to how to show that. It is just based on your learning style, your learning preferences. Really, really fun. And then strategies that empower families. We are actually going to do like vignettes or little stories about families, and we're going to figure out how to help them with our actual agencies in our actual area. So really excited about that too. Title IX is that the federal statute that says that all people are protected, especially as college students. So, you're fine, Michelle. Come or go. Like if people need to leave early, you're fine. And these meetings are optional, so don't stress out. Okay. So Title IX typically talks about gender discrimination, but it also talks about partner violence. And so there is a couple videos in our prep module about this. So make sure you watch those and ask me any questions. You guys are protected as college students, even if somebody's harassing you at work or at home. So if something comes up, talk with me. We can come up with solutions. Again, I'm not your therapist. I will make sure that you get connected to the right people who can help you. Okay, cool. Basic needs statement. I love. That's SCC really looks at students as what does it take to be a successful student more than just a device, right? And we really look at the whole student in terms of food and things like that. A lot of supports. We have a lot of support departments and things like that on campus, including our we call it a pantry, but it's really more like a basic needs center. So when those things come available, please use them. You pay for them. I donate part of my paycheck to that. Please use them. Okay, good. Timer, right on track. I added some graphics and trying to soften it up. For academic accommodations, again, I've already asked for note taker, but if there's any time that you feel like something's not, you're struggling or whatnot, just let me know and we'll chit chat about that. I can, when I teach at 205, I do talk about when I was 20 years old, I did get diagnosed with a learning disability that I didn't realize I had until I was in college and went to DSPS. So, and you guys, you might be able to see it. Probably not in an online class because it has to do with my brain and writing. It's not dyslexia. It's just a really funky little thing that comes up when I'm really, really stressed out. But again, what stresses you out? But exams and school and things like that. So it doesn't hurt to get an extra little bit of help, and I'm willing to do that. I'm very much willing to do that. I told you I live in that zone, not in the grotto, but in the zone. So again, for online classes, there's a lot to keep in mind, but this is our third semester or second full semester after the transition semester. I'm really hoping that you guys are more comfortable in this environment. And if not, please let me know. Also, we can work together. As on a personal note, I've been an online student. I'm not great at it. If the teacher's not organized, I'm not organized. If we don't match up, then I'm a little bit off or save everything to the last minute, whatnot. So I get what it's like. Plus, I have like the dog, the kid, and laundry and whatever, and like the plumbing and like seriously, the TV died, our plumbing backed up, and our garbage disposal died in like 2 days. It was like, so I get it when life gets in the way. Literally, my boss will call in the middle of my lectures too. So you're like, things like that. So just be. So I put in here, I'm realistic, flexible, and willing to learn together. So please stay in contact. And yes, I did put Opers in there. There's no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. I had a student already call me like, I failed your class last semester. What do I do? I'm like, take it over. You're going to be okay. Yeah, you're going to be just fine. Again, virtual meetings. These are totally optional. Add drop procedures. This is where you guys get to fill in the blanks. Who knows when the last day to drop this class is? I print out the calendar. I print out the calendar. You guys need to look it up. You can look it up on WebAdvisor. You can look it up on our website, our main calendar. I print out the calendar. If you're in this class right now and you're like, ooh, I'm not going to make it. When do you get to drop? This particular class is a little bit different because it's not 16 weeks, it's 8 weeks. Who knows the answer?
Wait, so this class is like an accelerated course, like it goes faster?
This one is 8 weeks. Yeah. So you'll be done by spring break.
Okay, cool.
I know it's like, okay, cool. It is a little bit more work, but you're done by spring break. There's like,
I have 2 questions. I don't know if you've gone over it, or you're gonna, but one, so I was reading everything and I understand we have to observe a classroom.
We are not doing that this semester.
Okay, so that's just out of the picture?
Well, okay, I did a different assignment instead of that.
Oh, okay, I'll look at that.
Just for this class, we typically don't do observations in this class, but like if you're taking 111 or 108.
Okay. And then also for the outlines, is it can I do it kind of like that? Is it still like you can like still do like the drawing charts and everything?
Yes, I will get to that when we get on Canvas. I have the second module. If you guys are clicking around, the second module is the support module, and in there's like a whole list of like outlines, like suggestions. So you can do like a bulleted list, you can do a handwritten outlines, you can do mind mapping, you can do your art, however you want to do it. You can do Cornell notes, however you want to do it. Yeah, I'm definitely always open for that because everybody's brain is different and everybody takes notes differently, right? So for sure. Let's see what we have in the chat room. Last day to drop without a W. Okay, so let's hear. Okay, the last day to drop without a W is 2/17. So basically this Sunday, meaning like you can drop with a refund. If you want to wait till the end of the term or this 8 weeks, it is 3/21. Can everybody see it in the chat room? And then the pass no pass, I'm not sure about that for 8-week classes, but I always say about pass no pass is that you need to talk to your counselor first, because if you're going to transfer to a university, they sometimes don't take pass no pass and sometimes they do. Yeah, Michelle says, do we need to make a portfolio? So something about that. Yeah, towards the end. Yeah, we'll get there. That's the next page. We'll talk about portfolio. Meaning you're just taking all the work that you're doing this over the next 2 months and just putting it into a portfolio, because you can compile all your classes into a portfolio and then you have it. This is the wave of the future. People don't want to say, okay, you went to college. Great. That's awesome. What did you do? Show me what you did. Yeah, the industry is changing. COVID has kind of had these silver linings. It's really kind of up in the game, which I love it. I love it. It's the portfolio, jumping in a little bit. Portfolio is a little bit like LinkedIn, and it seems maybe like, oh, I don't need that because that's for business people. Yeah, people are starting to use that. I applied for this job using LinkedIn. Portfolio is a very close version of that. And like employers, again, want to see a portfolio. They want to see what you've done. They want to see that you know what you're talking about. Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Next page. Okay, good. All right, so let's see here. Communicating online. Just remember, this is not like a Reddit thread or an Insta story or a TikTok or whatever. Like, this is not emojis, hashtags, and like, it's college. Please be collegiate about it. And especially when you're talking to your professor, not just me, but all professors, I am pretty casual, but at the same time, I've already gotten emails that start with, well, how about, hi, my name is, I have a question, you know, yeah, please don't do that. And again, if you're writing an essay for the class, I do ask for, you know, the paragraphs and like professionalism in there. And we'll talk more about that later. Communicating online, same thing with your peers. Keep it up, keep it like rise to the top instead of like sinking to the bottom, right? And we'll talk more about that. Again, just to be clear, my best format of getting a hold of me is the Canvas inbox. Number 2 is pronto. And then if there's something that comes up and we just need to chit chat on the phone, I'll give you my phone number. We can talk. That's cool. It's fine. Just don't abuse the privilege. If somebody texts me outside or calls me outside, those times I do not answer, except for my boss when she calls me at 10. Yay. Let's see. Okay, so how to be successful in this class. I gave you guys a little sneak peek. There's actually even a PowerPoint in the prep module on how to be successful in this class. And the late policy. A lot of people want to know about this. I did change it slightly from last semester. The only thing, so number 1, do your work. Number 2, I do not take points off for things being late. However, discussion boards need to be done in the week that they're assigned. That's the only difference. Because if you're like doing a discussion board, like if you're like a few weeks behind a discussion boards and you're like on week 2 and everybody's on week 6, it's like it's not really a discussion. You're just like, you know, throwing stuff on a cork board. So yeah, don't get behind, but I'm really flexible. So let's say the outlines say Wednesday nights or Friday nights, and then they're late, like you turn it in Saturday morning, or I have a due date at like 8:00 for most things. If you're like 8:05, it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. I call them target dates. The only hard and fast date is the very last day of the semester. I cannot change that. So that I think it's the 3rd, April 3rd is the last day of the class, or maybe it's April 2nd. I forget. Let me look at it again. But it's Saturday, the 11:59, and maybe I'll let it go to Sunday because it's the middle of the semester. If at the end of the semester I can't, I cannot accept work after that time, and I will not budge on that because it's an equity issue. If you get 8 weeks to do the class and somebody else get 8 weeks in a day, is that fair? No, not at all. But again, on technology, if you're submitting stuff on Canvas and it's giving you a what for, just put it in a copy of it in the inbox. Because once you contact me in Canvas inbox, it goes to the Canvas inbox and it goes to my email. Yeah, so then I have records of that. I have like it's a double check on that one, which is great. So these are the things we're doing in this class. Same thing. If you've taken me before, outlines. You're going to do an outline for each chapter. It's 5 points. I know it might seem like busy work, but trust me, I'm only expecting a 2-page submission. When I write an outline, it's like 8 pages, maybe 6, maybe 4, but give me 2. Last day of the class is 4/4/21. That is is that a Sunday? Here, let me pull out my calendar. February, March, April. April 4th is a Sunday. I will do it as a Sunday. That sounds good. Great. Checking in, Stacy. Perfect. So outlines, yes, do it in the format that you wish. I only expect 2 pages. So if you want to handwrite it and take pictures and you're using like glitter pens with certain colors, that's cool with me. 2 pages at the very least. Sometimes you type it. I audio type mine because I'm not fast like this. I kind of am, but not really. But I put in the resource for audio typing. I know that our devices do that really well now, but in case yours doesn't, I put in a web-based under the second module that says like supportive. Please go through that. There's all kinds of tools in there. Discussion boards. Yes, we're doing 10-point discussion boards every week. Again, when we get to the class schedule, you'll see that there's a chapter or 2 per week. If it's a double, if it's a week with 2 chapters in it, I'll make 1 discussion board. I just think that's a little bit more doable. And the deep dive personal learning journal, that is at the end of the week. This is your time to reflect and say, this is what I learned. Now, do not regurgitate the book to me. I got it. I have a degree in there. I've been teaching it for 10 years. Tell me this word or this term or what I learned in this chapter. This is how I think it applies to me. And you will provide a deeper dive, meaning like find an article that connects, find a website that connects, a TED Talk, anything like that, that I haven't shared that you can share additionally. Sorry, My timer just went off again. Hold on. Okay, good. All right, hold on. Okay. Yikes, that's loud. Okay. All right. So each week. So again, if you're the type who I put the outlines, I think on Wednesday night or Friday night. If you want to turn in your outline early, please do that early. Okay. The discussion board, I ask you that you put your first initial post in by Wednesday night, that just so you have time to answer people Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I do want an actual conversation. I want to make sure that you guys are actually talking about it and supporting each other more than just like, I liked your post. It's like so cute. Like, please don't do that. This is college. You can say, I agree with that, or I disagree with that, and that's okay. That's the point. Or I agree with that, but did you notice there's something else, or what have you ever thought about this? That's what we're looking for in college discussion boards. So again, great. And then the deep dive, you're going to reflect on what you learned and then add a little extra in there just to know that there's more to life than just what's in this book. Yeah. If sociology is a constant process, a lifelong process from day zero to your last day on the planet, then there's always stuff to add. Very good. So our assignments, I kind of watered it down a little bit. We are not doing a reflection because I'm looking at the influences. This is very similar to the 107 lifeline. Influences is going to be the same thing. We're going to do a slide show, and you're going to have one slide per chapter, which is totally easy. And your summary is going to come in your notes there. We're going to do it like that. But this choice board is going to be, we're going to talk more about that as we get closer, but I'm giving you guys 9 different choices based on your learning preferences on how you want to talk about or show or produce this question right here. How education, politics, and socioeconomic status. Let me blank. How the educational, political, and socio and economic, let's put status, impacts children and families. Oh, that's really hard. I didn't say that right. Let's do this. Students are offered choices on how to express their learning about how the educational, political, and socio and let's do economic. Let's do this one. That might help. And economics influence. I told you, not a great time. Impacts children and families. And let's see. There we go. Children's development. Apostrophe S, development. There we go. There are 9 options to make learning more personal and meaningful. So for example, if you are, we're going to talk about your learning style in a little bit. And if you are a person who's great at music, yeah, make up a song or find something that illustrates this, right? Don't just be like, yeah, Tupac was talking to me. I totally get that. But tell me how that illustrates these concepts. Like life is different in different countries. So I'm going to give you guys a hint right now. Yesterday or the day before, Google released their documentary called Life in a Day. I don't know if you noticed it. Oh, jeez. Thank you. It was right under the search bar, and it said like, here was our Life in a Day documentary. It's about an hour and a half, and it's about 350,000 people submitted videos about their day, and it's the same day. It's July 25th, 2020, and they compiled it into this documentary. And so I watched it for maybe like 10 or 20 minutes, and just seeing real quick flashes of different people in different countries brushing their teeth with their children. Geez, that's loud. Let me shut that down a little bit. So just little things like that. How do things look the same across the planet, but how are things different across the planet? And how do different politics or economics affect those change? Or education, how does education affect that? Like, for example, during COVID, like, wow, a lot of kids are still at home, right? So how is that working for parents? It's not, right? And so I am turning this down. Holy smokes, that is really loud. Okay, hold on. All right, let's see. All right, so then yes, we have a course portfolio at the end, and we'll talk more about that. But yeah, I'm keeping it down to, since we only have 8 weeks in this class, I'm not gonna overload it. I'm not gonna overload it. I think I also put in, instead of doing the influences project just once, I'm having to submit a draft twice, just so we know we're on track, so people can get like the best points. Same thing with the impact choice board. I put in 2 drafts, so we can see that we're moving towards a goal. Yeah. And then the course portfolio is you putting all your stuff in one portfolio. And I mean, screenshot it and get it in there. The more you put in there, the better your score is. Yeah. So yes, assessments is the same thing as same tests, but I do give quizzes on every chapter. Super easy. 5 true false, 5 multiple choice, open book, 30 minutes each time. Again, if you have accommodations, I can extend that. I do need that letter from DSPS in order to do that. Exams, there's 1 for every unit, and we have 4 units. Pretty easy. I spread out the options in terms of multiple choice. They're the same format every time. Multiple choice, true, false, matching fill in, 1 10-point essay, 1 5-point extra credit essay. I'm telling you, for those of you taking me before, you're already like, oh, I'm gonna probably do those extra credit essays now. Like some people didn't do them and they just needed those extra 5 points. And by the way, I can give you 6 or 7 or 10 on even the extra credit. Even an essay, if it's amazing, I can give 15 points on there, 20. Yeah, so out of 50 points on that exam, you can get 65. Yeah, show me what you got. Yeah. And then I do have extra credits, basically watching a documentary and then writing a paper on it. Something like that. If you have an idea for an extra credit, you are most welcome to do that. I'm pretty open as long as you're being safe. Like if you need to go, do a Black Lives Matter march and write a paper on it, I'm down with that. Like show me how it applies to this class and I'm open. Yeah. And I might say 5 points, but if you really like blow me away, then it could be more, right? But I don't give a ton of extra credit points because I want people to actually do the work, right? The extra credit is just like to fill in the little pieces that maybe you forgot. Oh, and if you didn't notice this, maybe you did. I dropped the lowest piece of everything, the lowest small stakes exam. I mean, not a big exam, but a quiz. I will drop the lowest at the end of the semester. Meaning, if you were sick or you boneheaded or whatnot, you completely forgot it, or you just weren't having it, and you're just like, I can't even this week. Fine, don't. I'll give you 10 points. If you did all the quizzes, you get an extra 10 points anyway. That could help out with something else you didn't do. Same thing with the outline discussion board and deep dive. I drop the lowest ones of those. So we'll get 5, 10, 20, 30. So 35 points when it comes to grading week. It helps. Doesn't exactly bump you up, but it does help a little bit. Kind of like, again, fills in the blanks of a couple points that you missed here and there on a test or whatnot. Cool. Any questions so far? Let's take a sec. I know I'm talking fast. No questions. You guys got it all like memorized and perfect. Just jump in when you do. So grading, I just separated all the units out this way. And again, if you took it with me all semester, and there is a extra unit at the end, but I did kind of work that back in here. If you notice back here, for this first week, we only have 1 quiz. I'm not expecting an outline and a discussion board and a journal from you this week. Not at all. I just need to make sure that I took those out. If they're still in there, forgive me if they're in there, I'll take them out. Again, if we have more chapters and we have a longer semester, we take the first week just to get acclimated. But since we have such a short amount of time, we are doing chapter 1 this week. And it is very important. It really sets the tone for the rest of the semester. Now, if you don't have your book, it is not the end of the world. Okay, first of all, you can take the quiz late, right? Target date says you can. So hold on to that quiz, or since you have 2 chances to take it, once you open it, do as best you can. And then when you get your book, do the second one and correct all your answers. Basically on every quiz, everybody should be getting a 10. Okay. If for some reason, like you for sure have your book and you're like, the answer is this, and then like Canvas is a mess, like I can fix that too. Okay. Just let me know. On the same thing on the exams, you have 2 chances to do it 60 minutes each time. You could even Zoom with a friend and do it together. No me importa. Like it doesn't matter to me how you do it. This is the online universe. This is the class that, to me, quizzes and tests are actually just another version of learning, right? Because if you take it once and then you have to remember the ones you got wrong and go back and look them up, guess what? You just did some studying. And then you have to go back and put them on a test. You did another version of studying. Same with the exams. Yeah. Again, I don't think exams are as important as all that, as long as, but to me, I use them as a study tool. So you are getting the material in different ways, different times. So, and I put a little quote from Amanda Gorman because like, I'm so in love with her right now. Don't hesitate, don't wait, don't aspire, achieve. I love it when people say, I really aspire to be I'm like, do it. Like if COVID has taught us anything, life is short, and go do it. I really love the creativity that's coming out of like TikTok. Like I literally had to take it off my phone just so I can focus on the semester. But just people just being like, oh, I always wanted to learn how to, make pizza or whatever, or make slime or rehab houses or flip or what, I mean, whatever, or like turn a van into a tiny house or whatever. Like just the creativity that's coming out of people when we're like shoved into a bottle and like our creativity like shows up, hence the grotto. I'm just really loving how people are surprising themselves during this time, and I really applaud you guys for being in college at this time because it's not easy. I 100% remember. So don't hesitate, don't wait, don't aspire, achieve. Right? Just do it. Pretty much regular grade breakdown. It's way to go. Now, if we have 700 points in this class, you can already miss 70 points and still get an A. What? Yeah, you can. So make your choices. This is not the class to like freak out or stress out about. It is fast, but you can do it. I believe you, right? Stay in contact with me and we'll work it out together. Good. So if you notice in unit 1, I kind of left it this unit 1 is only 2 chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2. So I'm not going to throw in an assignment there, but next unit, which is 3, 4, 5, I want to see a draft of the choice board, and I'll show you the calendar. We'll go through that. Our influences draft, just get it started. I just want to see that you got it started and are like on the right track. And then participation, I do grade twice. I jumped that up to 50 because this is fast. So at the end of the month, 50 points participation. And I have rubrics for all this stuff. Stay in contact, do your stuff, keep it on track. If you're like in a 8-week class, if you're like 2 weeks behind, that's really like double it. That's like a month behind. So just do what you can when you can do it, and then we'll figure it out. Okay. Unit 3 is only 6 and 7, and I did combine this one. So I did ask you for another draft, I think, at the end of this one, but at the same time, it's just you're moving forward. Let's see how we're doing here. Where can we locate the rubric? When I get to Canvas, I'll show you the rubric tab. There's an entire tab. Oh. I'm going to make a rubric for online participation versus like face-to-face participation. I think there's a little bit there, or maybe combine those two. I got to make sure that, yeah, it's on Canvas. So if you're poking around Canvas right now, it's on the left hand course navigation, and there's a rubrics tab. I have all my rubrics updated from last semester, but I need to go and polish those up. Again, I created a choice board just now, so I need to make one for the choice board. And then the influences, I think, is in there. Participation's in there, but I think it's out of 25 points. So we'll do that. And you know what? I'll make a separate rubric just for the draft. Right? Because I mean, ultimately we want it completed, but what am I looking for in a draft? Right? That's fair. So I have a couple more to add. Most of the things in there. There's one for outlines. There's one for discussion boards. There's one for the deep dive. Right? There's things like that. And you might see other assignments that I'll just pull out that I'm not doing anymore. Again, trying to make it meaningful, measure the student learning outcomes, and not do extra crazy busy work, right? So here's our schedule, and I kind of spread it out because it's only 8 weeks, which is crazy. Excuse me. I really think you can do this class in 8 weeks. It's doable, but I want to take a second to say it is more conceptual than 107. 107 is like, okay, we're talking about how a baby goes from this size to this size, like their body does this, right? Or their emotions are like this, or puberty does this to your body, like where it's very concrete. This is more like a little bit more esoteric, a little bit more out there, because you can't, when you said right now, like if I asked you guys, I'm just going to put you on the spot. see if I can do it right now. Who is 100%, if I had made you say one person in your life, who's been the most influential person in your life? Go. Everybody, I want to hear an answer or type it in. Who's the most influential person in your life? Joanna says mom. Cynthia, mother. Ashley, mom.
I don't really have one right now.
That's okay. That's okay. Let's say, who was the most influential person when you were 10? Nanny. It's okay to say Tupac. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you lived and died by Tupac, that's cool. That's your thing. That's down. You're down with that. Like right now, honestly, my most influential person in my life is Peyton. It's my son, which is really odd. And trust me, he's like on my nerves kind of a lot because he's a teenager. But man, like just when I think I know everything, this kid teaches me more stuff. Right. So what I'm saying to you is like we have maybe an idea of Omar, and it could even be maybe like a song. It could be a band. Like it could be somebody that you're obsessed with. It could be like whatever. Like I don't know. Amanda Gorman's like really floating my boat right now. And I'm just like super. I'm like super tweaky about the hate you give right now. So things like that. Like these things are influencing me, but like to say how it is influencing me is a little bit more out there. Like the book is not making me taller, right? It's not making me smarter. It's kind of pulling at my heartstrings. So it's influencing me emotionally. But is it influencing me enough to like make me cry? Maybe. Is it influencing me enough to go start a Black Lives Matter march? Like there's different ways that different influences show up. Or let's just talk about the concept of music. When we were little, somebody sang to us. And then when we got older, we started choosing our music. So the influences were given to us. And as we got older, we started choosing our own influences, right? And so this class is a little bit more, again, esoteric, nebulous, conceptual. Think of it as a kaleidoscope. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I'm going to show you something if I have it. I actually have a kaleidoscope around here, and if I can get my hands on it, I'm going to put it up to the camera. You guys can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can do that. If you know what it's like the kids thing that has like the marbles in it and mirrors. And when you look through it and it changes and everything's always changing. Everything's always changing. We are our own kaleidoscope, right? We are our own kaleidoscope. Like, again, I'm a professor, I'm a mom, right? But what that looks like right now versus 2 years ago, completely different, right? So it's really odd. I mean, it's really funky. Even if you look at how we are right now in comparison to what we were 6 months ago, I had a personal trainer. I was doing all this crazy stuff. And now I'm like, nope, Jabba the Hutt in the chair. What's up? Like, we change constantly as human beings, and certain things influence us more at certain times. And I remember, being in high school and writing down lyrics to music and just being like tortured over it right now. And, maybe that's still going on in your world. Or maybe you're like, yeah, I got over that. Right. So again, this class is a little bit more out there. So it might take a little bit more reading and understanding and the discussion boards and bouncing things off and coming to the live discussion boards if you can, and talking with me about it and thinking about like, oh, when I was little, my family was like this. And now now that my parents are divorced, I have 2 different families. And now that I have my own family, and it's wild. There's a lot of things to consider. That's why this class is never just one thing. So cool. Yes, thank you. Oh, Stacy, my grandma was. Yeah. Yeah, I was named after my grandmother, and she was named after her mom. Super Old Testament. I tell people I am a recovering Catholic, but it lives in my name, in my blood. It's all there. It's all there. Okay, good. All right, so here's our schedule. This is this week. We're meeting here on Thursday. We will also meet. But if you aren't able to meet, here, let me out of here. Let me out of here. We'll do that. Boom. Back. Boom. Boom. Back. Optional. So again, let's do it this way. Optional. I'm going to put lecture. It's not. So typically on Thursdays, we'll meet for live discussion boards. But since this week you already have like the intro discussion board, we don't need to do it live. We'll do it as a lecture. Optional lecture. Now, I know that, sorry, not chapter, exclamation point. There we go. Optional lecture, chapter 1. Let's do 10 a.m. Good. So I will update this, send you guys all a new PDF, put it up in I'll send you an announcement with a new PDF, put a new PDF in the syllabus. Optional lecture chapter 1, 10:15 a.m. The only reason I did it at 10:15 is put it on your calendars at 10, and if you're late, great, no big deal. Plus, that's how it was like last semester, and so I'm just kind of used to it. So thank you for being flexible. Again, this whole week, you're going to work on the introductory discussion board. Holy cow. Do you see this is tripping out right here? Wow, my computer's tripping out. Yeah, I have an old computer. I'm considering a new one. Anyways, this first week is all about the prep, right? But we do have quiz 1 at the end of the week. Again, don't freak out. You are going to be just fine. But make sure that you're getting your discussion board in, and then everything's due. See how it says 8 o'clock. And when I go through Canvas, I'll show you what I mean. When there's an 11:59 due date, it's just a read it. Just read this thing by tonight, right? But if it's 8 p.m., it is a due date. The reason I do 8 p.m.s is that you might have other classes that say 11:59, and so you can get mine out of the way, work on ththose. Also, please get to bed on at a decent hour. I'm the same way. I have to like cut it at 10, hopefully 9, but it's more like 10. And then I just can it takes me like a couple hours to wind down. So yeah, by about 12:30 last night I was asleep. It's one of those like, right? So weird thing is this week, end of this week, we have, so actually this is it's not Tuesday. We don't have a holiday on Tuesday. But Friday, actually week 1. So let me fix this. Yes, let me update this and get it back to you guys. So Friday, the President's holiday is actually this week. It's this Friday. So again, nothing due by Friday, just work on your stuff. Let's take this out. I put that on the wrong week. Let's get rid of that. Let's do this one. I will populate these 2 guys. This one's going to look kind of like this one. We're going to cut and paste this guy. We are co-creating our class together. This one. So notice I put the outlines due on Fridays, which is beautiful, but I had it on Wednesday, so I will move those. So look at week 1 is chapter 1, then chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and the colors just mean units. So at the end of the unit, we have an exam. Now, again, if you need to get it in by Sunday at 8 p.m., that's awesome. If you need a couple more days to do it, great. Don't get too far behind. It is only chapters 1 and chapters 2. And these are the foundations of the entire course. What is socialization? And why do we even talk about that? And what is the socialization of the child? And what is ecology of socialization? What does ecology mean? And why do we keep saying that on every chapter? And who is Bronfenbrenner? He is the man. Bronfenbrenner is the man. He is in 107. We talked about Bronfenbrenner for like that fast. In this class, it's the one theorist that we talk about the whole time. And I really like it. It's just, I think it's an interesting way to look at influences. So again, let me make sure this is still green here. But at the same time, you don't have to learn about 10 different theories, which is kind of fun. Let's get this nice and green. Do you guys have any different input on the colors? Because I just put green to go. Green means go for me. If you guys want me to change the colors, let me know. Unit 2 is ecology of the family, parenting and non-parental childcare. Ecology, hint, 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 just means the bubble in which it exists. It can mean outdoors. When you hear ecology, sometimes you think of outdoors, but ecology is the study of the bubble, of the society, of the area, of the thing in which the organism exists. My ecology is the ecology of this room right now, right? And so, and then my other ecology is my house and my backyard and stuff like that. And I don't do a whole lot, but grocery shop, but my bubble is like super small. It's the same with most of us, right? And if you're in one job, what is your like ecology? Like, what are the influence of that job? Like Jeanette's already shared, like my job is doing this right now. It's kind of annoying, right? Versus if you were in like your job that you had 3 years ago, right? Maybe it was different and you had a different influence, right? Or was influencing you differently. So I've been in jobs where I've been so stressed out, like honestly, it was crazy. And I've been at other jobs that I've been so bored, right? So how do those little things affect you? So just remember, ecology means that it's the bubble in which the organism exists, right? So ecology of socialization, it means like the socialization in our bubble, right? How am I learning the rules of society versus if I was being raised in rural China or India or South America, Africa? How would that be different, right? And we mostly talk about our own ecology, but there's a lot to think about in comparison. So again, we'll talk about the ecology of the family, because each family is like in a little bubble, right? And sometimes there's people inside and outside of the bubble, and we need to have less of interaction right now for quarantine reasons. And then we have ecology of parenting. Parenting exists in a bubble. Yeah, it's wild. Like I like email his school. Like my parents didn't email. That's wild, right? Ecology of non-parental childcare. This could mean extended family and also preschool, right? And daycare and after school programs. So let's keep it in mind that yeah, there's a lot of different things in which a child is influenced, right? Think about it this way. If some of you have been to a different community college versus this community college, and how does it feel different? Yeah, they have a lot of similarities, right? There's parking and parking passes and admissions and records and classes and syllabus and registration and fees and all this stuff. They're all the same that way, but they're all different in a little bit different ways, right? So ecology just means a different environment. It can include outdoors, doesn't always. So chapter 6 and chapter 7 is one unit altogether. Yikes. This is when we double up. But I figured if I gave you guys the first 4 or 5 weeks to get the one chapter each week together, boom, boom, we can do this. And by the way, this is ecology of the school and ecology of teaching. It used to be together. It really did used to be together when Bronfenbrenner created the model. And the book, actually, it's a really good book. I really like this book. Again, Child and Family Community by Roberta Burns. I am still using the 10th edition. Another good reason why I use this is that Roberta Burns is a Southern California local native. She is an emeritus at Saddleback. She taught at, it says right here, University of California, Irvine. So she was at Irvine and Saddleback, meaning like this is our person in our area doing her thing with Bronfenbrenner. So really, really enjoy this. So college and school and teaching were together. So again, I'm going to but the outlines have to be separate, but there's only one discussion board. I'll make sure that let me write this down. Okay. 1 dB for 6 and 7, 1 dB for 8 and 9, just to make sure. So the peer group in media sounds like that's a natural pairing, and yes, it is. And yes, there are different, it's going to be a little bit more work, but again, there are differences between the ecology, like think of Mean Girls peer group and versus mass media. But again, those things are so intertwined right now. We're putting those together. And then again, we have influences here, a draft due and the choice board draft due. Again, if we're just turning in drafts, it gives you a time to maximize points and not wait till the last minute. Yes. And then look at here, at the end of this unit, there's an exam. And at the end of this unit, there's an exam. And even though I put these on Saturday due dates, if they show up on Sunday, great, fine. I'm down with that. Yeah, so did I put April 3rd or April 4th? Let me go back, make sure that that's correct. All right, March, April. Yes, 4th. I will put 4th. There we go. Yay. I like doing this together with you guys to make sure it's all good. Any other typos? Did you guys see? Influences, project draft. Yeah, look at that, draft. And then I put the drafts together. Now, if you want to submit a draft early up here, I just didn't want to put a draft on the same day as a test. Do you see that? The reason why I left this blank is that there's a test here. I want you to be doing this and the next day doing the test, right? Okay, let's see what we got in chat. Sunday, April 4th. Thank you. Stacy's like on it. That's technically like your spring break too. So you guys will be on spring break and I'll be grading. Lord. But hey, that's what I do. That's what I do. So pretty straightforward on the class schedule. Yeah. 10 chapters, 8 weeks. We can do it. Again, I've done this in where it's been 3 chapters in 1 week because it's 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, it's wild. Oh, Emily's here. Hi, Emily. We're just going to jump over to Canvas right now. Here's, we just finished up the syllabus, and then we're going to jump over to Canvas to see how this fits into Canvas. Any questions on the syllabus first before I jump over? Please let me know if there's any typos. In fact, I think I found one. I'm waiting for you guys to figure it out. It's around here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. Okay, good. All right. If you have any questions, you came in late, it's not the end of the world. Just email me later. Hopefully all this same information is in Canvas. This is just a way to have it in a traditional format, but technically everything has to be in Canvas. So let me pull it up and pull that up and then share a new screen with you guys. First of all, let me click off my Prezi. Nope. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I click off of here, click off of here. Doesn't like it when I want to like, won't let me reduce it. Here we go. And yes, I have 17 tabs open. Okay, I lied, not 17, 3, 6, 9 tabs. All right, so let me get to here and then I will share back with you guys. Good. I just didn't want you guys on a weird screen where I'm like creating graphics for the videos. Now share screen and go straight to dashboard. Yay. Good. I don't know about the rest of your teachers, but do they talk while they're clicking? Because that's what I do. So this is what your dashboard looks like. Here's our class. I make it blue. Here's my green classes and my other. These are the classes where I'm enrolled in. And then here's my 205. But all I have to do is click on here. And look, I have 4 students, 4 emails waiting for me. And again, you see Pronto way down here. Sometimes Pronto just takes a second to load because not everybody who has Canvas has Pronto, meaning our school does, but other schools don't. So see here, Pronto's not there, and then it'll show up in a sec. There we go. Give it a sec. It also has an app that you can download onto your phone. And then again, if I am at the grocery store and you text me, I can answer you right there. Okay, so here's our class. Look at the dates, 2/8 to 4/4. Woohoo! 8 weeks. That's nice. That's nice. So announcements. I do have a question. I'm going to put it to a vote since you guys are here. I'm putting here. I'm going to see what else is here. Do you guys, so I have options here. I can make a front page on here. And if you were with me last semester, I do have a separate front page where I have buttons for all the modules, like a little thumbnail where you just click it, goes right to the module. And it also shows the announcements at the top. Are you guys interested in that? Or do you just go straight to announcements? How do you guys do that? How do you guys like that? Doesn't matter. You don't care. We'll just figure it out. Like that. Yeah. Cause I literally I usually go like, here's 110 and here's like all our chapters and there's buttons and I make graphics and blah, 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 like, so if that's just ridiculous, I can skip it. But if you guys like okay, so I'll try it. All right. I'll try it. Good. Okay, good. I have it ready to go ish. So I can click that in. I can click that in. Okay, good. So let me go. Okay, good. All right. So this is the new front page is like the whole school. And I think these buttons are important to have because I want you guys to be able to use these resources as much as possible. Oh, FYI, the Canvas guides was like, when you clicked on here last week, it took you to the professor guides. And I was like, bruh, no, switch that. And they did like immediately. It was so great. So announcements is where I put the announcements, and you're going to see all the ones I got coming. I got a bunch coming down the pipe. I do put like our add and drop dates and stuff like that. And so I just have to update those. And so you'll just see the ones if it's delayed, So this is up. This is what I sent yesterday. And this is what I sent yesterday morning. So yay, I got a lot of responses here and I need to go look back through those. Welcome to class. Here's our syllabus. Again, I will upload all the edits that we made today. And this is how I do that. I'm going to just take out this link so nobody's grabbing it right this second. Let me take this out, remove the link. There we go. Beautiful. I'll take it out and I will update that right after class. Here's our book. These are the same weekly activities. You know what? This is not updated. Let me update this. Update Canvas syllabus. Okay, good. So here's the modules that everything connects to. And oh wait, let me go back to syllabus and show you the calendar. It's kind of like slow. So the syllabus has the calendar. And again, as you're going through our introductory modules, it's going to have you update your, so here's today. Let's see what's due tomorrow. This tells you by the date. And so this will say, real quick, when it says must read, I put it at 11:59, just read it. Once you read it, it comes off your to-do list. It's no big deal. And we are going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. Beautiful. If again, this is supposed to say 11:59. If it says 8, I don't know why I put 8:59. 11:59 is just read it, but 8 o'clock is a due date. Make sense? But again, since I have target dates, you don't have to stress out about it, but some people want that rigidity, which is fine. So also over here in the course calendar, I really like this feature because for me, I can drag and drop. So again, for anything that I put on Wednesday nights, or let's just be Friday, I can just drag and drop and I'll show you what I mean. So click on the class and it's color coded by the front, that front dashboard. The green was 110. So here we said we are moving outlines to, did we say outlines on Thursday? Let's double check. I'm checking it right here. Yeah, so on here it says Friday, so watch this. Outline to Friday. Yeah, let's do that. So if you have your settings to where you want to hear every bleep and bloop from me, you're going to get you're going to get an email that, oh, this due date has changed. It's fine. Just ignore it or change your settings. Right. So here we go. See how it says 6 and 7? That's the 1 week that we're doing too. Hold on. And again, if you want to turn it in one Wednesday and one Thursday, please do. It's early. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes when I'm grading and I see stuff in there early, I do give like an extra point. What? But right there. So there you go. There's your whole chapter. Right. So again, so at the beginning of the week, right here, this one's missing, but let's see. Let's do this one. For the beginning of the week, I do an introduction to the actual module. Then I do the actual content and lecture. So if it says 11:59, it's just to read it. I'm just hoping by Monday at midnight, you guys have actually just opened it up and read it. Big deal. Just clicked on that site, on that actual page, and it comes off your to-do list. So this is how I know everything is updated or not. So yeah, there's 3.1, 3.2, 4.1, 4.2. When I go back to 5, one of those is missing. So I got to figure that out. So again, on Sundays, make sure everything is ready to go before I open it on Monday mornings. But look right here. So this is this whole week and quiz number 1, right? And I put this 11:59. So make sure that you are using this. You just click on that second module, right? You just look at that second module, which is just support information. Just read that very first line in there, that very first page in there, and then that's off your to-do list. Then the module opens. And then you're going to be working on all your stuff in here, right? And you're going to make sure your outlines due by Friday night. If you so choose, you can do it Saturday morning. It's up to you. You can do Thursday when early. It's fine. Then you'll have your discussion board final due by Sunday. Your deep dive final due by Sunday. Your quiz 2 due by Sunday. But guess what? At the end of unit 1, there's an exam. So by the 21st, you're going to have your first exam. Again, not the end of the world. And I will sometimes give a little heads up on what that essay question is. You can open up the test the very first time for your first chance, do all the multiple choice, the true, false, all that business, pull out your essay, put it in a Word document, write it for a couple of days. I don't care. Then when you go back to do your test the second time, cut and paste that essay in. Yeah, I give you instructions on how to hack your essay in that second module. Do it. You can even take it to the writing center and help you. But what? Again, there are ways to hack a lot of things in Canvas. I didn't say cheat because I don't appreciate cheating. But again, work harder, not smarter, right? So that is your calendar. You can click all your classes and get all the colors in here and see who's due what. But just remember, there's not one professor who's going to give you a penalty for turning stuff in early. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to go back to our class here. Let's look at the
Excuse me,
module.
Professor.
Yeah, jump in, Stacy.
Located on the side, how you have all of those options, I do not have all those options. I don't have the rubric option.
Oh, you don't have this?
No, mine says home, announcements, syllabus, modules, discussions, assignments, quizzes, and grades.
Interesting. Let me figure that out. Maybe there's something different because, so if you see it on mine, hold on, let me go back. If you see it on mine and it doesn't have like an eyeball crossed out next to it, that means you should be able to see it. So let me figure that out. So again, you'll see down here. So basically what you're seeing is the professor view. All these businesses down here, see this stuff is blocked.
Right.
You can't
Right.
see it. But
you
this
have
one's blocked too,
rubrics.
is what you're saying.
Yes, I don't have rubrics.
This is the first time I've heard of this. Rubrics? There may be a different way of doing it now. East, see, it's my boss. It is my boss. I will call her back in about 10 minutes. Rubrics, let me figure that out. Because sometimes Canvas updates, like the navigation updates, or they do different little things, and maybe there's a different way. Or maybe it's, I don't know what it could be. Let me show you what it looks like. It just should be like a list of the rubrics. Yeah, it's like that. So you don't have that.
No.
Interesting. Thank you for telling me.
Thank you. And I'm seeing in the chat that there's several other people that don't have it as well.
Well, good thing that I'm like friends with the distance education office, because I'm like, what's up? I will double check and what's in there. Hold on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but thank you for telling me that. Yeah, you got time. It does not look like I got it out. So here's the deal. So let me go back and show you what yours looks like. So okay, so at the top of, let me go here. Let me go home, or even, okay, so you actually are seeing the professor view. Let me show you. See how I get these little goggles right here. Once I click this, it'll show me student view. It'll outline the whole screen in pink, and then it'll tell me there. So now, yeah, so now I can see that you guys don't have it. That is so wild. So this looks more like yours. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's wild. I wouldn't have known that, because I normally don't even click over there unless I'm going to modules. So modules is right now, you should only have the first 3 modules, which is prep, supportive, and chapter 1. So let's double check this. Collapse all, which is lovely. That's a new feature this semester. So there are other, and I'll show you under professor view. There are, all the chapters are like ready to go. All the modules are ready to go. I just like to polish them up a little bit before I let you guys see them. Plus week 1, you don't need to overwhelm. Let's just stick with the basics, right? So again, so here's the difference between, I'll hit leave student view, and then you'll see professor view. And so yeah, guys, always tell me that stuff, because that's infuriating if I'm talking about it and it's not there. Come on. Right. Right. So here's everything that you can see. This, like, for example, this shows me that I haven't updated this one. It's just like a little PowerPoint on how to do well in this course. No big deal. But all I have to do is update that. So that shows me that I haven't done it, and then I publish it so you guys can see it. And then for here, see all the rest of the stuff. You guys don't need to see it right now. But let's go through this real quick. The supportive information. I just separated out by these headers, right? Mindset, external tech. And this is all the tools. You don't have to use any of this. I'm just giving you guys options. This is kind of like my little bag of tricks that I want to share with you. Why wouldn't I share stuff with you? It just kills me when professors withhold stuff. And maybe I give you too much. I don't know. So somewhere in between, take it or leave it. So this second little module here is like a take it or leave it, right? Use it if it works. Don't use it if it doesn't. Spelling and grammar, I keep add to this one. MLA formatting guide is the real basic one that just tells you double space, 12-point font, 1-inch margin. So if you're going to do any sort of like paper and things like that, let's say you're going to do the extra credit or whatnot. So again, we do have expectations for the class that is collegiate and whatnot. But at the same time, this is not graduate school, right? And this isn't like your composition class. So somewhere in between those things of giving a professional showing or doing it too sloppy and too lazy, we have to find a nice happy medium here. So again, outlines, these are examples that you are welcome to use. Study guides, this is the one class that I have every chapter on Quizlet, like crazy. Like, again, I've been doing this one for years. I have way more tools in this class than I have in any other class, because I've been doing this class for so long. We have, even for outlines, I'll show you in chapter 1, I have like these other little sort of outlines that you may use to submit your outline. Like I have like these little tools that help you take notes. Yeah, I love it. So I put in some other thing about trauma-informed practices, self-care, extra credit, future teacher resources, right? So anything that works for you, use it. And I'll move this one up. So check this out. I do this thing, chapter documents, optional tools to help you. Here's an interactive outline. Basically, it's an outline where I took some stuff out, and you can handwrite those things in, take a snap a picture, and turn that in for your outline. Yeah, I'm cool with it. You don't have to recreate the outline from scratch. You don't. This is a sample outline from my other class. It just gives you a sample. You can use it or not. Again, but down here, you can use this as another tool, this active study guide. There's some other, I think I put this objectives and vocabs, and I took spaces out. And so you can actually take out the definitions and put the words in where the spaces are. Same thing with the active study guide. Like, you guys are welcome to use these as much as you need and turn those in as outlines. So when I say outline, I'm not expecting like 4 hours of work. I'm expecting you to do it in a format that makes sense to you. You can handwrite an outline from scratch. You can use my chapter documents. It's up to you. On every chapter, I have those. Yeah. So we've got a lot of stuff. Plus supportive videos. Take these or not, but these help with understanding the chapter. And then deep dive, right? And this is where I give you some suggestions. And then, you're going to find your own in the personal learning journal, right? These kind of like, sometimes when they start you off thinking, or if I put like a YouTube video and then you see other things on the side or whatnot, Khan Academy or TED or whatever, extra credit. Oh yeah. So I try to put extra credit in every module. So you guys, it's all in one spot. It's a lot, but it's all in one spot, right? Whew, a lot of stuff. So after we get through chapter 1 and this first week, then I will open up the rest of the stuff. If any of you are interested in getting ahead and working on stuff a little bit early, we can talk about that too. It's up to you. I don't want to overwhelm, but I don't want you guys to get behind, but I don't want you to get overwhelmed by having too much too fast. Whew. All right. So Canvas, syllabus, we did all this business. And I'm updating assignments because I have new ones. I got to research what the heck is going on with rubrics. This is where you find your quizzes. Your grades are going to be in there, but the rest of the stuff you don't get to see because you don't need it. I think we got it low down and dirty. And any questions before we go? This is being recorded, so I'm going to go ahead and post it. If you need to rewatch it, that's awesome. Any other questions, comments, concerns, gripes, vents? What do you need? How can I help you? Yes, no, maybe soon. So next week you will have the other modules open. Yes, I usually open them Monday at 8, but I can do them like Sunday if you want. In our discussion this week, we record a video, correct? Yes, your introductory discussion board, please record yourself. I know y'all can do it because y'all are doing it on social media. Would you recommend taking 205 the same team or the second 8 week? I personally prefer 205 in the 16 weeks. And yes, you can take them concurrently. The 8 week, if you like this format, it's going to feel like the exact same thing just right after. And that works too. It's up to you. In comparison, this will seem fast. 205 will seem slow, but it's up to you if you want to, however you want to do it. Yeah, I prefer 205 in 16 weeks. I think there's a lot to learn and it sinks in a little bit better. Great question. One more, and I'll let you guys go. Comments, concerns, gripes, complaints. If you're too embarrassed to put it in there, just like text me through the Pronto or through Canvas inbox and I'll get back to you after I call my boss. Well, we can do this. I'm really excited. Really great to have you guys all here. Again, this is like, I always say this about all my classes, my favorite class, but this is like the OG class for me. So thank you so much. So this week only, I have the discussion board, yes. The quiz, yes. And the survey, yes, which is like a checklist, which is so easy. Everybody gets the points. And the scavenger hunt. Yeah, it's just getting you started. It's just getting you prepared. Yeah. And I'm going to post my own reply to the discussion board so you guys can see my answers too. All right. I got to get that done later today. Whew. All right. We did a lot. Great questions, you guys. And again, it was great meeting you. Oh, and if I didn't mention, under the policies and procedures, under this prep part, it's where I put the stuff on like the videos, meaning like if you come and do the class, You do not have to have your video on. And if you do, please make sure that you are like not laying down, not eating like a whole pizza. There's all kinds of like instructions and guidelines and things in there. We have to be very specific about policies now, but number one, I don't require a video. I do challenge you guys to put a picture instead of just your name. Ooh, so maybe when I see you guys on Thursday, you'll have a picture instead of just your name. So when I'm talking, I'm not just talking to a bunch of white names on a black screen. All right, great work today, everybody. And I will hopefully see you on Thursday. If not, just keep asking me the questions. I'm here every day. Most likely we'll get an announcement from me almost every day in this class because it's so fast. Yeah. Okay, great. I'm gonna let you guys go. Let me stop the recording and I will see you guys soon. We can do this. Super excited.